If you're here just for IDV, we'll be starting back up tomorrow at 1 p.m. Community Day is going to be The Sims. I'll probably start it earlier. And then we'll just see what we're doing after stream tomorrow. We'll figure it out later. Here, let me start this. I'm going to end my IDV stream, and it's going to raid us out. Thank you for linking my socials, Sar. Hi, Hazel. Take care, Hikaru. Thank you, thank you. I'll change back into my main outfit. The sound is disabled on this.
My wig!
My wig is snatched. Stages. I don't want to do this without, like... I only get 10 here. That's okay. Did I not take a support character here? Okay. I'm curious just to see what's in here and how far it is and how big it is. So this is 40%. I need the new Honglu ID. What is it? Bleed Poise right now? I've been waiting for this. Get on the 4.0 model. I have points. Oh, for the ball petting. Well, at the very least, if I can't get this here, I can extract it from here. In the dispensary. It should be available today, no? Oh, but I have to wait till afterwards. This is a Mersault thing. Which is crazy, because this looks just like Honglu. Wait, is that Mersault one? You're telling me this doesn't get it? Okay. I don't get the rate up here. Wait, no, I just don't see it. Hold on. Where are the rate up characters? I need like 200 more for Honglu, but I can't get them just yet. But this event lasts... Is there like a hard mode? I don't know how people get so many. They have to like spam the mirror dungeons or something, right? 20% game. Oh my god, I should have been using these guys. Okay, hold on. This all the blade lineage people. Alright. My bad. I should have been doing that. Alex, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Okay. Well, let's see about this first. Nothing. Rui on Rui Oni Rui. Hi. It's for Kim Salt. Yeah. Doesn't it look too much like him though? Mirror Dungeons gets lots of points. Yeah, I didn't have any of the characters for it. I need it's for 3 more weeks, so I think I should be okay. I never leveled my blade lineage guys. So I don't have a lot of like stuff. I don't know who it's for. I don't even think I have very many blade lineage people. Plus you can't borrow here, can you? Who were they again? Did Rhodia have one? No. Okay, she's 40%. That's fine. Okay, there's one here. I think Faust has one. 3. I got like 40, 60, 80, 100. I need 120. I don't have... Oh, I have Sinclair's. Okay. So I've just got to run everyone who isn't that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to level one of these up. Wait. 3, 6, 7. Okay. I don't know what kind of team I'm going to run with this. I could run a middle comp. Um, no, I can't. This is like some weird half and half stuff. Oh wait, she does have a purple skill. Like this, maybe? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Does she have a purple skill? No, she doesn't. We'll just make it work. I don't know. How have you been, Rui? I have my BL team because of poise. Change the category. You're so right, Aya. If that's how everyone's been living, then my life, my photographs too. Oh wait, I gotta end this one. Do you miss these? Hi, Wonderboy. Yes, I made a statement about that earlier. I'll publish it later. Hi, Wonder. Hi, Hazel. I'm gonna end this stream now, and it's gonna raid you guys on over to my Limbus Company stream. Now I'm gonna change the category over to Limbus Company. So this is S Corp 2. It is reminiscent of my homeland, but the sights are much too hideous compared to what rests in my memories. Hideous was apt. When we emerged from the entrance to the dungeon to S-Corp streets, what greeted us was a distorted and eerie scene. I wouldn't be surprised to find S-Corp themed haunted mansion. This was hardly a place fit for human habitation, far more dilapidated than one expected. Thou sayest that people inhabit these lands for truth? Really? I think it has a cool vibe. Vibe's my foot. I don't think I'll be able to get a wink of sleep in here. The lives of downtrodden were beset by 1,000 woes and tenfold more struggles. In the streets they inhabit reflect that reality. Many times I contemplated in consternation how the folks here had even the will to live on. The shadow that had begun to haunt Kim's face still lingered there as he looked around. If the distortion reveals the fathoms of those it gazes into, as Kim had said, perhaps this is how S-Corp is reflected in Kim's eyes. On the days where the skies were spotless blue, and without orders from the counselor, I would scale to the roofs of the choga and feel it rustle beneath my back as I lay upon it. I thought it was respite solely mine, yet in this mirrored world, another has walked here before my arrival. I joined him in looking at the thatched roof of the choga. Beneath it, a wicked tunnel have I passed, and now I've witnessed myself before the one who shall strike the head from my torso. There was a figure standing tall next to the building, staring defiantly up towards the man on the straw roof. I'm Gyeong Yup. Are you home? Are you home, I asked. What a strange visitor I have. Oh, wow! I love this outfit he's got. It's very Korean. What game is this? It's called Limbus Company. Why not call at the front gate? If you come seeking the master of the house, be not like a dog barking up the wrong tree. It's unbecoming. Dog, really now. I can see you up there, lounging on the roof. I'm not going to speak to the door like I'm blind. Has a spell of some sort befallen the day? To have such an odd occurrence transpire twice successive, the work of a bewitching spirit, I say. What's so bewitching about checking in on someone? Isn't it odd that a high-end noble military commissioner of our esteemed corporation would come in person to simply check in on how a lowly mercenary fares? You know me? She certainly knows her jests. She marches forth, vested in war strider armor, and expects no violence. She wields a two-handed great blade like a demonic yaksha, yet harbors no hostile intent. Why, who else might she be but Military Commissioner Gyeongyup the Principled of the famed Im family? You are certainly in the habit of speaking in hyperbole. I'm not so noble that I deserve to be complimented with an epitaph so grand as the Principled. Aha, but not a compliment, you see, Commissioner. This is rhetorical technique known as backhanded compliment, in which I damn you with praise, for you are so bound by your precious principles that you would rather be unreasonable than betray them. Does an officer ranked second ordinate have no wit to engage in such banter? Why am I out of line, as they say? You two are friends? This was our first meeting, so no, not at that precise moment. I know I'm just saying that if I were her, I would never let myself become friends with you after such a bad first impression. Can't imagine becoming friends with someone who keeps pushing my buttons. Maybe, but people do find friendships in such personalities if they have a taste for prickliness. You've got a friend in us, don't you? You got a point. I guess I do have a habit of pushing people's buttons too. But still, I hope you're not seriously comparing the way I talk to sassy, gotcha-digging, pun-riddled. Well, the world we live in is vast and diverse one. Consider yourself lucky that you're surrounded by so many quirky characters. It's because of that same luck that she took the joke well rather than respond by trying to cut off my head. You are out of line, yes. But I knew you would be, so I won't take issue with it. Though I must admit the rumors of your sharp tongue do you no justice. The streets speak of a man named Kim Lab, a man who once intended to pursue the path of the brush, only to realize the sins of his forefathers and exiled himself to the back streets. Yet, with the sheer power of will, gritted teeth, and scarred heart, did he find the path of the sword another way into the nest, as the right state counselor's sworn guard at that. That's you, isn't it? All those superlatives, yet the reality is that I merely found the path of man butchery as a viable way of life. Direct any compliments you have towards the right state counselor, if you will. I am but a butchering blade that happened to fall into the right hands. Not a compliment, just the words on the street. You're a quick learner. And spare me the fancy reading of my name. Watch you pretend that pompous posturing comes naturally is painfully enough already. Keep it simple and spell it out as Bamboo-Hatted Kim. Thank you. Haha, and does he continue to veer away from the line? I'd rather be a corpse cold and dead than stay in line. Have a shred of mercy on me, O mighty one. If I'd come all the way down here just to punch you for every little misdeed and ill manners, I would have laid you out and split you in two. 3 ways before riveting the dialogue brought us this far. So feel safe to continue triapsing outside the line. But in return, would you answer a few of my questions? I've been watching from a distance for a while now, and... Really? Stalking someone's not very principled of you. You sure didn't give you a good wallop after that? No, truly a mystery, isn't it? Besides, she did give me a free rein to continue tripsing outside the line. I couldn't in good conscience turn down such an offer of kindness, not that I ever do. You sure have a way with words. A way of finding your way under the listener's skin, huh? Perhaps. Yet, are such japes not to be expected among fellowships of close mutual bond? They don't look like friends yet, though. So care to tell us why she's been watching you? I was engaged in the age-old pastime of throwing rocks. Oh, you speak of the game Sukjian. Save them for the festivities of Dano. I was throwing rocks at the passerby. Fie on thee, that is a wrong deed, good sir. I suppose it is. People of Pio and Sal in particular found it to be distasteful, and they did not let their discontent be hidden. But the P and the downtrodden cheer me on to a degree. They found it cathartic. Oh, curious. Then is it the right deed, or a deed not right? Pio Sal? Whatever is that thou art describing? It's a well-known truth that S Corp is known by its other name. Salpipio Agro Industries. A wing specializing in the general agriculture and livestock industry of the city. The vastness and depth of its responsibilities have necessitated such divisions of labor. Thus, District 19 is split into 3 court circles, responsible for different aspects of the industry. Sal, Pi, and Pio, each meaning flesh, blood, and bone, respectively. Well, that's pretty cool. When are we playing The Sims? We're playing it tomorrow. I didn't know you played Limbus. This is like one of my favorite story games of all time. I love Limbus Company. Hi, Napon. Hi, Kimchi. Yes, this game is called Limbus Company. Sal, responsible for the cultivation of rice and other grains. Pio, responsible for meat and livestock. And P, in charge of the technical aspects of both. As a scientist and a researcher who once toiled at S-Corp, you must have felt the persecution of P faced firsthand. It is believed that the Trinity was designed for balance, that they would provide assistance when requested, and keep one another in check when needed. It was once a promise of cultivating a fair and sustainable S-Corp. Alas, the noble intentions of yesteryear now lie sullied. The Trinity now degraded to 3 quarreling bands of profiteers blinded by avarice, relying not on honor but betrayal and perfidy to claim the top of the triangle. An adherent of the flesh claims the position of the chief state counselor and monopolizes rice as the common folk starve. An adherent to the bone, once a right state counselor, toadies to Sal and rises to the seat of the left state counselor. When such shameless conspiracy permits not the common folk to even till the land as they please. Anguished cries of suffering flood the streets. Thus the common folk are reduced to livestock, bleeding out, hanging from a hook, while bone and flesh collude like that of emaciated dead. Who shall claim the severance of flesh and bone and force both of them to yield? An oft-heard poem when walking the streets of Escorp. Then the people whom thou have targeted with thy rocks they weren't people, rats. Oh yes, the council find rats detestable. Much better to stop them from distance if you want to crush them. By any chance, do those rats have a habit of sneaking to the royal court to better pilfer what the common folk rightly deserve? They certainly suffer from a severe case of kleptomania. So you purposely threw a rock at his feet to trip the ground, knowing that he was a kleptocrat. Well, I simply could not help but react as such in the presence of scurrying rats. Is there aught you find funny? Speak if you do. I could use a good laugh about now. Just heartily expressing my gratitude, that is all. Those whose corruption is revealed ought to readily receive their scarlet aura bonds. The gall to scamper away with their expensive prosthetics. My men were having some trouble apprehending them until now. Well, if that is your intent, you are invited to leave a token of gratitude somewhere in the vicinity. Perhaps I'll happen to pick it up. Wouldn't want to get thrown into dungeons teeming with real vermin. Oh, I was going to do just that. So when will you stop being a sword and be a human again? What? When do you clock out? The way I see it, you're not the kind of person who will ever allow a drop of liquor get to his tongue while on duty at the right state counselor. Return to the Shoga when you're human again. I'll buy you a drink as thanks. Huh, she's a funny one, hmm? Mentor, then this fellow you had often mentioned fondly was... Correct. Haven't I mentioned her a few times as a drinking fellow I had left behind in Escort? I must say, I myself found the relationship most intriguing, that a military commissioner of the Sal faction would fraternize with a bodyguard of the right state counselor who was with the P faction. Still, I knew not that the fellow was none other than military commissioner of Escorp. Angdu's eyes were wide with shock, her voice rising unconsciously. It is news to me that you have ties with the second ordnance official, a military officer with command over high-ranking employees of a wing of that. While I was in the service of the right state counselor, who was a first ordinate, you know? Well, that might be true, yet you would like to know why I, with such a powerful friend by my side, have ended up in exile from Escorp. Yes, your silence over matters of such great import is why I have come to introduce you to others as a reticent one mentor. We had made the Blade lineage our home, for Escorp availed no home for us but the lineage. But you, mentor, I would rather show than tell. Let us proceed, shall we? This enchanted place seems intent on unearthing all of my past, both savory and unsavory. All shall be revealed in time. Kim looked around, a twinge of loneliness in his eyes before moving on. We followed without a word. Have a good nap, Hana. I used to wait for days like this. For my Limbus Company streams. Go cook your art. Oh, what are you drawing? We emerged into a dark, muggy cavern, filled with air so still it felt stiffening. Up ahead, a thin ray of light shone through the darkness, seemingly guiding our path. Following the light led us to a four-way fork in the road. The silent path, the path that smells like the wind howling path. The wind got more turbulent as we got deeper. By the time we were getting near the end of the passage, the sinners could barely keep their eyes open. I had to cover them with their arms. The dust the wind kicked up dissipated, revealing a scarlet rope haphazardly thrown on top of a pedestal of stacked stones. Ah, maybe I should have ran poise something. These are all poise egos. Oh my god, question mark? Do I want to fight or do I want to fight? I think it's this way. We'll see what happens. Just drawing a novel character? Fight? Of course. Their Travalo was so good. I know, I love hearing more about the wings. Like, wings are super cool. Well, this isn't getting me anywhere. I love hearing about the world, you know? What is your team? I don't know! I have to run Blade Lineage people to get the bonuses, but... I haven't like leveled up any of my blade lineage guys, so I'm just using like a ragtag team of whatevers. I was like, it's like half a middle comp, half of something else. I'm like a little bit of everything. I can only let you borrow BLU Sank. I don't think you can borrow in the mirror dungeons, can you? Hi Jazz, when did Hikaru play Limbus Company? I've played all of Limbus Company. This is like my favorite game ever. You know, fair enough, I don't feel like it's worth it though. I mean, it doesn't matter. These are generally okay unless it's on hard mode. Nice. I can just win rate this. And then afterwards I have to start paying attention. Oh yeah, Ongdu is still with me. And apparently so is Kim. It's a bleed team, okay? Don't question it. Oh, he's 50. Oh, he's claiming their bones, you guys. He got their bones. Blade Lineage and Full Stop team was so good. I think it works well because it seems like a lot of this stuff they're giving me is poise. Excuse me. As we were slowly looking around the streets of S-Corp, a youth, after fidgeting and hesitating for a moment, walked up to us and asked for help. There's this problem began. As far as he knew, people who passed the exam with flying colors like himself had their travel expenses paid for their homeward trip and were to be granted a guide. But there must have been some misunderstanding or something, because when we left the exam grounds, no one was there to escort him. Confused by the expected turn of events, he wandered away from the exam grounds in search of his escort, lost his bearings, and found himself in these alleys. He's asking if we could help him with the directions. What should we do? Let me ask my group if they can help. It's Gluttony Pride. Easy. Rodian opened her mouth to begin, stopped, and when turned around to where Bamboo and Nongdu were. I'm not so well versed in the geography of this area. Perhaps the mentor would know better? Come on. Kim let an audible disconcerted sigh and walked up to the youth to give him directions. And take off that royal celebratory flower crown. You don't want people to know you passed the exam. But why would? It's for a good reason. Just do as I say and you'll thank me one day. Might be this water dropper for brush calligraphy, though you have no practical need of this. I see none for such acquainted with the art of grinding ink against inkstone. I impart this gift to you in hopes that this dropper may form a small flow in your rivers of life. Though it would have made for a rather moving moment, had it not been for the exaggerated scoff King gave. The youth hurried on his path without minding the sudden discourtesy. Andu later asked him what had spurred the sudden outburst, but he did not give her a reply, instead choosing silence behind pursed lips. It's too late for me to change now. At the very least, the Ryoshu idea is fine. I think the last mirror dungeon I ran was also like the Envy team. I just kind of did it because it was easy. I do have both the full stop people, but I don't have them leveled. I've been spending all my level stuff. What? I don't. You can borrow actually, but you have to choose at the beginning. Really? I thought you couldn't for these. I mean, it's fine. I have all the characters that I need. It would let me just pick like 2 more people that I could have used for a better team comp. I don't think I've ever seen the entirety of that. Oh wow, those things kind of hurt. Are they like coming in with a bunch of poise or something? What the heck is going on here? I was back, sorry, I missed everything. No, you're good, Mr. Creative. If you need to sleep, make sure to get some rest. Resting is important. I catch a glimpse of a figure staring off into the darkness of the unlit prison. Bamboo Head can lets out a sigh, but before he even fully exhales, who goes there? A sharp cry cuts through the stagnant air. Someone must have noticed us. What should we do? Clearly pretending to be prison guards the way we rely too easy to do this to Ruin. We took our heels as the woman red with anger came after us with her sword unsheathed. Nothing happened? Oh. I guess the correct answer was to fight there. I didn't have good night's sleep. Oh no. No, it can't be. My life is. The experiences, the memories I had recorded are different. Alas, Kim came to a stop with a grim look on his face. Again, I returned to this day. His voice had dropped to the same morose pitch we had heard before. Mentor, I've been here before. Ah, have you? Had a peek into my memories when I distorted, did you? Ah, I must say, it's a bit embarrassing to have my deepest and darkest secrets revealed like that. Kim grinned sheepishly through the clear air, but it was becoming rather clear to me what he was doing. That his flippant demeanor and seemingly devil-may-care attitude were but a mask to hide the true darkness in his heart. Then this must be, indeed, the right state counselor's estate. Someone whom I once protected, thought was worth protecting. Kim pushed open the main gates and made his way into the front yard. Watch out, Ongdu. Take a tall step over, or you might trip. Ugh, there were bodies splayed out in the yard, and I couldn't even start counting them. I felt faint after watching the aftermath of the carnage. Some were decapitated, some had their torsos split diagonally, and some of them were so mangled that I could hardly even tell which parts belonged to who. Are they not retainers of the royal court? What are they doing at the councilors? No, were they killed by assassins? Assassins did infiltrate the estate, yes. You're looking at what remains of them. Though I had but a moment to glimpse it, I clearly remembered what the S-Corp logo I saw in Kim's Fathoms looked like. The hats these corpses are, or were wearing, are adorned with the same logo. So why is Bamboo-Headed Kim calling them assassins? In this corrupt land, the right state counselor's life was always as precarious as a candlelight in the tempest. Such is the fate of all those who have the guts to speak the truth in S-Corp, where positions of influence are hoarded by corrupt sycophants whose chokehold on power is ironclad. The most prominent among them, the left state counselor, and the chief state counselor's blessing, sought to wield his own private army to silence forever the tongues of those who would advocate against the corrupt. Private army, but they are prohibited in our homeland. So they're kind of like how the great houses of H-Corp each had their own armies. That is similar to what is happening, but not exactly. If S-Corp's circumstances were to be explained in plainer terms, it would be akin to a situation in which a company whose employees outwardly appear to all be working on the same side is in fact fractured within. with certain departments pledging allegiances to a different individual than the chief executive. What assassins there had been in the past at least wore masks to hide their allegiance. I had thought this was no different, though with assassins significantly less invested in maintaining their disguises, not realizing that I just placed my stone inside the tiger's maw. Looking around at the yard teeming with the assassins, I recall thinking it odd how many of them they had sent, though the left state councilor's power had grown to loom over that of the king. I should have realized how ridiculous such a brazen attempt on the life of one of the triumvirate counselors at the royal court had been. Foolish. I can't. I have failed you, counselor. There were simply too many of them, as though they had decided that tonight was the night they would finally slay the counselor, or die trying. I was soon overwhelmed, and soon some of them eventually managed to get around me and reach the counselor's bedchamber. The moment I heard them breach the door, all strength left me, and I fell to my knees. I, Kim Lib, am a poor excuse of a bodyguard, and have failed you. And I knew who the author of the foul scheme was, the left state counselor. Let this be my final act of loyalty, ere I depart this life. Though I am too meager a person to carry on your will, counselor, what I can do is plant the seeds of terror in the hearts of the unjust, if only to shackle their blackest hearts for committing greater misdeeds. I shall go before the villain who contrived this betrayal, and see the favor is repaid with steel. Only by such vengeance shall the counselor at last close his eyes in his grave. Or so I had thought. What? Greetings, honored bodyguard of the right counselor. I see that you've been hard at work. Accursed parasite. I ought to flay you alive and reveal that wretched soul underneath. Some gall you have to show your face here. Oh, here? You mean the home of the honorable right state counselor who toils day and night in service of the royal court? I know the assassins were sent by the left state counselor. Get out of my way. I shall collect your head once my task here is over. Alas, alas, this unsightly display of anger shames us all. Are all those who live by the sword as uncouth as you? The cruelty of your damning words is an impression upon decent men like myself. Heed me, soldiers. Arrest that mad butcher. What? The accused shall heed his crimes. 1 moon ago, an anonymous letter threatening to take the life of the revered state counselor arrived at the royal court. This audacious, contemptuous effrontery is an affront not only to the royal court, but to the heavens and men alike. The revered left state counselor, who has long been in disagreement with the right state counselor on matters of the state, found this offense to be so heinous that he has personally commanded his men to protect his political enemy on the day writ on the letter. Huh? Yet a tragedy struck. All those lives sent to protect the noble counselor are slain. The bravery and justice of their honorable hearts trampled upon the ground by this villain. And now the villain promises death to yet another pillar of the royal court. Thus we are perforce to arrest the criminal and restore the rule of law. You spout senseless drivel. I saw your men make their way into the counselor's bedroom chamber with their blades drawn. The counselor? You might be looking for the right state counselor here, alive and well. My lord. The vile wretch leaned down next to my ear and whispered, Perhaps you shouldn't have known where not to stick your nose. Did you really think you could overcome the entire private army in the left state counselor service? He sent so many of his men to their deaths, just to lure me into a trap? Why? Now don't take this as a compliment, as you're not even the apex blade of the homeland, nor are you the Ungyom, but you have a rather egregious obstacle to the execution of my plans. Couldn't get through the first thing in my plan, with you constantly getting in my way. Let's keep you nicely locked up and out of trouble. This can't be. For what it's worth, young man, I am sorry. I've come to realize the error of my ways. The truth is, though S-Corp is indeed a pond of turbid water, it was those like us who had stirred the dirt from its bed and turned it cloudy. Fearing the worst, we arrived to protect the revered right state counselor. 1,000 curses upon the villain. In his quest for the right state counselor's life, the butcherous man had already watered the ground of S-Corp's laborers, the very lifeblood that runs in the veins of the most serene wing. And that charcoal-hearted villain is none other than the counselor's sworn guard, Kim Lab. Unhobe. That's his name. And let the Orobans take you. You've fallen far, my friend. You were once considered a candidate to the honored Ungyom. And with that brand of Novi sapping your strength, even your mastery with the blade will only dull. Are you to be my executioner, Gyeongyup? I have received the orders to behead you. If that is what you're asking, nor would it befit someone who, of my station, would sully my hands with an executioner's duty. How will you live on now? I don't know. The counselor has abandoned me. There is no path forward. Salpipio Agro-Industries is more corrupt than I had thought, rotten to the core. This is where the game ends. Time to resign my stone. Indeed it is. Why are you freeing me? Once the game has been lost, you start anew, and test other gambits in the next round. Why don't you stop playing this unfair game, where the opponent always starts with stones placed on all 9 star points on the board, and find a place where you can begin anew in equal standing? As soon as they realize it was you who freed me, they'll come after you. It's okay. Unlike someone who made a fool of himself and fled after passing the royal examinations, I have the royal court's backing with its military commissioner. My position in the court isn't so fickle that they would cast me down right away just because I let go of someone like you. You're a branded criminal in the eyes of the royal court. You're as good as inconsequential. I report that even if you were to flee, you would still be nothing more than a plaything in the palm of their hands. I didn't think you were the kind to go against your honorable principles. Some things can't be done without bending a rule or two, and you are needed. Escort's future is in need of those who are less bound by expectations like yourself. Besides, it's not the rules I stand by, it's my own principles. I did say I owed you a token of gratitude, didn't I? Consider this a settlement of that. Gratitude and vengeance, after all, share a common quality. They are both debts to be repaid. Young up, come with me. There's no hope left in Escorp. You said it yourself, didn't you? You'll never win as long as you're playing their rigged game. Listen, they might have a 9-stone advantage over you, but to me, it's as small as 3. I'll manage to keep my finger on the pulse. Besides, change doesn't always have to come from the outside. The old wisdom says that to catch a tiger, you must enter its den. But wouldn't it help to have an ally waiting in the tiger's den to back you up when the time comes? There, all done. Your bonds are severed. Go now. Go and build your strength beyond the walls of Escorp. Yet beware of relying overmuch on foreign powers. I don't have it in me to take up such a grand purpose. I'm done with Escorp. You know how I am. I just go with the flow. Yes, yes, do as you will. Go with the flow. Be whatever you want to be. But I'm just hoping that the currents of the river will someday bring you back to Escorp. That's all. Limbus Company? Yeah, I am playing Limbus Company. Hi, Sir Stib Knight. What team do you normally use? Probably just like Ryoshu plus Nurse Fathers. I really like the Ring team too. Ring is pretty cool. Though I had left the rigged game, my records afterwards weren't stellar. Oh, Blood Fiends too. I use a lot of Blood Fiends. The laying of the stones on my board were always full of holes and mistakes. I joined the Blade lineage, became their mentor, dragged them into the library, until eventually I cut down those who had placed their faith in me. Self-defeating move after self-defeating move. When Gyop had let me go, I thought I'd escape the tiger's maw. But as I let the game progress with the flow, I soon came to the realization that my life was an endless sequence of connect and dies. I was in a losing play from the start. Shadows dancing by the distant humanoid form began to grow like wildfire, and those in the entire Blade lineage, one by one, leaped over the walls and approached us. Like the projection of Kin's darkening fathoms. They're from his memories. Films and photographs can sometimes remain undoctored, but the impression a person gets from viewing the photograph is malleable. Then they must be after... Yeah, Kim believes that if the Blade lineage were to come back to life, they would want to kill him. Oh. Dang, that kind of sucks for Kim. He's just been kind of getting worked over all the time. That's kind of sad. Oh no, do I not have Faust? I guess I don't. I don't have Faust or Mersault. Fell asleep while Hikaru was streaming. I didn't even have good night's sleep in that. After hearing these, but now I feel better after chatting with everyone. Yeah. I'm glad you're feeling better, Mr. Creative. Mr. IDB. I think I need A-Res 6, right, to make this thing. Yeah, I don't have enough for 6. Unless? No. I don't. I'm so sleepy, but it's not nap time yet. I think I kind of want to take a nap too. But we finish this first. So who's the photographer? Hi, Eric. Hi, Hikaru. Hello, hello. It's unfortunate that like a lot of the mixing from the teams is better where. Actually, I could probably start making a thumb team, right? Because like, a thumb team is like it's like Mersault and what's it called? No. Someone's carrying a sword on his belt and a sack on his shoulder. The Chinokins walk to the civilians and questioning them about the colonel's whereabouts, despite having seen a man jump into the haystack. What should we do? Put them in the wrong direction. Wow. He returned their gratitude with a polite bow, then approached us. You have my thanks. I did not expect to be shielded by an outsider such as yourself. This is a welcome surprise. I'm only stealing the sack of rice the corrupt officials have stolen, and returning them to where they belong, just as mentor Babu-headed kid was done. I've lingered here too long. They've already on my trail again. It's about time I saw myself off. Even in a hurry, he bade us off the moment as he rummaged through the sack in protection of a few packaged goods. Take this. It's not much, but it should be quite filling for those on the road like yourselves. All allies healed. Full SP. Oh my god. From a grain of rice. That's actually pretty helpful. Hi, Lucifer. How's it going? Hachikawa. Gonna enter my emo era. My job is only done once I see your top. I see. By the way, Say, if you're still there, did you see the new Rhodia ID? It's Rhodia and Gregor. Or no, sorry, no, Rhodia and Heathcliff. So the thumb is going to be Rhodia, Heathcliff, Sinclair, Mersault, and is there anyone else on the thumb? I'm here. Yeah, who else is on the thumb? Because like the ring has like you can have a full 7 people on the ring. You have Pointless saying Rhodia's and Mersault were the Fauvists. Honglu and Faust were from the House of Spiders. And then oh, I could have sworn there were 2 more. Give me 1 sec. And I think just 4 of them in that thumb uniform right now. Yeah, because if you don't count Mersault too, because he's the Dehoy star. But that would make 5. Wait, no. Is that 4? Yeah, no, that's 4 actually. That's weird. Like the middle still has. The middle has like 6. Wait, I think it's 6 or is it 5? Dawn, Heathcliff. I have 3 right here. I don't have Mersault and I don't have the other one. I mean, I have their IDs, but they released Miss Saul and Sinclair. Yeah, together. Oh, but I think it's because the ring has so many. Why is it doing that? Is this a focused encounter and I've just not been paying attention this whole time? Maybe. I think it is, and I just haven't been paying attention. They're still not done yet. I'm okay with them not releasing anymore. Like, syndicates are cool once you see, like, the upper stratosphere of them. And the different, like, the different schools. But, like, if we get another school of art, and it's not, like, something super neat, I don't think it's that important. I'm gonna see the other Maestro. Like, they introduced that character, the Fovis Maestro, and then he just kind of didn't do anything. We just kind of got away. And they sent the docent in. I was like, oh. Both? I see. Like a prey blacked against the cliff's edge. I'm left bereft of paths. Wait, hold on. My hand hesitates. With no room to place the stone. Misjudgment, Bergium, with contemplations harrow the mind indeed. Now all that remains is to neutralize that one enemy combatant in the yard. Tell me, who's waiting for us there? You should know. This place and its enemies are projections of your memories. Not the hardest guess to make, is it? I expect to find Im Gyeongyup in there. Gyeongyup was a woman of loyalty and principles. Even as a military commissioner, she never stopped wanting to change the way the royal court was. But even she must have broken in the end. I scoured the newspaper and TVs for anything I could find of the current state of S-Corp, but it was plain as day that nothing had changed there since my departure. Mentor, is that not but a baseless speculations, your concerns growing uncontrollably? Never have you spoken to us about a monstrous one in the past. Thus what lies before you is but a figment of the distortion reflecting upon your memories. Did this Im Gyeongyup appear as that monster does, Mentor? No. Gyeongyup wasn't like that. I still believe that Salpipio Agro Industries deserves to die. But destruction, not the point. The point is that I want it to be the place where I can cut away that verse corrupted, and have it be a wing that cares for its common folk. If I didn't know better, I would have thought you were seeking to supplant the current S-Corp. You know that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just a wanderer, floating down the river's flow to where the currents take him. When the river bent and I hit a wall, someone picked me up and made a blade out of me. Once abandoned, I returned to the flow and found myself a mentor to those who afforded me the undeserved faith. And the river continues to wind. Carry me back to, S-Corp. Once I had fled, shall I let the blade sing my inner thoughts? You think I'm satisfied with the way S-Corp is, but your method as it is now goes against the principles. I expected better from someone of your wiles. If you enjoy these principles so much, then why ask me to leave the game? Because someone has to stay behind and try to bring change within the limits of these principles. I only hope that one of those bends in the river of yours would float you back to knock on the gates of S-Corp once it was primed for change. Has that changed? What do you think? You, at least, seem to think that I have. Because you believe that I shall stand in your path. Stand in my path. And stem the flow of this river evermore. Very well. The law states that denial of the will of the royal court is a crime, deserving of death by beheading. I, Gyeongyup, second warden of the Salpio Agro Industries, official of the sword and military commissioner of the royal court, should uphold the command, and sever the buds of rebellion before they propagate. Oh. This is definitely a story. Dang, what the? Oh, but I have a lot of... I think it's every 5 res she can do it, right? The voice lines in the battle? Yeah. I need to watch Link Click, and I did hear it's good, but I was going by my brother who's using PS5. You can watch on the internet. So it only appears for Limbus? That's okay, Limbus is so good. No, is he doing Kim things? That's annoying. Why'd they reset to 0? Oh, I didn't even need to do it. What the heck? Why is this not clashing? Wait, what? Unclashable with the 60 units, partial skill is assist defense. Converts to non-unbreakable coin. Okay. Who's clashing with this? She's clashing there. Where's he clashing? What? Why? Why is this a thing? Wait, hold on. This one's going for Angdu. I think this is fine, actually. We'll let Angdu take a hit. Dang, I should have taken Faust. That way I can just spam Fluid Sack. I don't have any of the healing stuff. That's gonna be tough. No way that rolled heads. Okay. Targets the enemy that has the most bleed. Cannot be used from taking. Cannot be staggered from taking damage until the skill ends. Final power +1 +4. Touch when the skill always slips heads. Hits critically and does not consume Boyk's count. Oh. It's only 1 coin. Does not hit critically. Damage double the skill cannot stagger the target. Hello, So-So. Welcome back, So-So. I think it's going okay. Girl, why do you keep rolling tails? There's no hidden mechanic I have to worry about here, is there? Okay, so this should put him into panic. Spin, Karu. We are spinning. As long as it does, like, a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Uh-oh. Okay, Undo's clashing with this one. So these two don't have to be. So she can change to here. Okay, this should be okay. Okay, skill 3. I think it's going well. Oh, he's got like 12,000 health. I should have just been letting him tank. Okay. That wasn't really big damage, but damage. What is this? The skin can always flip heads. Always flips heads. Hits critically. Okay, so we just need to beat this one somehow. And it's clashing with Donkey. 24. Oh, wait. Clashing, 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 clashing. Okay. Let me add you later. Okay. You can add me in this game too if you're playing. I know a lot of people need a dip so they don't spoil themselves. I don't have the big installation yet. He's got 62 Blade Trail. Oh no, what? Okay, thank goodness. If that hits, she might just like straight up die. Add me later, my Roblox is something wrong, Chikawa? Oh. I have no spin? Oh yeah, you need... Hi, Fantasy! How's it going? Good to see you! I'm so sorry. For what? Iceland! Hi! Welcome, welcome! Is this some kind of unique bleed? No, I don't think I have it, actually. And I don't think I need to do anything about this just yet. I'm just gonna get some A-res in here. The power of justice, stamp of vengeance. Oh, shoot, it's only 4. It's only 5. This should be okay, though. I think she just gets staggered here. I spelled your name wrong? That's okay. Just give me Miku Miku. Nani? I should play Limbus Skin. I haven't played in so long. It's a good game. I love this game. Oh, this should do a ton. Okay. And she staggered. That's pretty good. We're just gonna beat him up. I think she just dies here. It looks like this is someone you can kind of just win rate. She's not that tough. As I say, she's gonna have that, there's like a mode that makes her harder. Nice! She's not as powerful as I recall, yet weighed down by the brand. I'm not so far ahead or behind. I don't know, I think you're doing pretty well. Barely. They appear evenly matched, yet he's wielding that sword like he's trying to get himself killed. That blade work is far beneath them, seeking the end here, is he? Can you afford to look away in a duel? What are you doing? You'd rather lock your sword in with mine than parry it away? Can't have a proper sword fight without a blade lock, though, huh? The duel between a mentor of a syndicate and a military commissioner of S-Corp is neck to neck. Clash after clash, the two warriors eventually lock their blades in a contest of might, before it comes to the close in a final fatal bout. When the dust settles, the mentor lies in the sand, dead. If that's what you want, I will grant it. Good, let's finish this. Just as Bamboo-Headed Kim and Gyonov were ready for their final bout, Andu leaped in between them. Andu, are you really so ashamed that you would choose death over life, mentor? Are you so scared to live that you would rather die? Yes, I am. I'm scared, terrified of my own audacity to live my days, as though I hadn't failed everything and everyone who had had the misfortune of placing their faith in me, my mission, my honor, my fellows. As though my path isn't haunted by ghosts, as though I can stand shamelessly before the watching eyes of the heavens. What have I even done with the life that was given to me, blind to the realities of my homeland? I served a master who chose politics over loyalty and justice. I cut down my very fellows who chose to trust me like a fool. Just a fool like me. I walked my entire life as the flow carried me, and when I finally had the mind to look back, all I saw were blood-red traces everywhere I had gone. Isn't it about time that I admitted that this game cannot be won? That, mentor, the weakness in your strength has failed your mission. The weakness in your position has failed your honor, and the weakness in your heart had become the fiendish blade that cut down your fellows. Undo. I thought you were here to talk me into keep on living. Your words pains me so. What weakness of yours is it this time? That you would cast away your own creed in life? What other weaknesses will use as an excuse today? Stop trying to bear responsibility asked not of you. The Blade lineage was never about responsibility, nor was it about you, mentor. Or does the overbearing guilt help you overestimate your importance? What was that saying again? Fellow travelers in the same boat will aid one another. Not a single soul demanded that of you. Talking about kicking a man when he's down. Hi, Beef. How's it going? And I've had enough of that flippin' larking of yours. We all have. Do you truly believe that not a single one of us had picked up on the fact that all your levity was means of relieving yourself of the burden that you had cast upon your own shoulders? None of us have ever demanded some impossible feat from you. What was it that you've always said to describe yourself? That you were but a butchering blade that wields not itself, a tool wielded by willing hands? Why, mentor? I know not what kind of shame or responsibility a mere tool has, do you? Because I fail to see any. If the shame does not subside still, then shroud your face with that bamboo head of yours and live on. Live on so that you may repay your debts. Out of blades, out of arrows. Even the heart that sought death lies defeated at your feet. There's no stone left for my next gambit. There is nothing more. Indeed, perhaps there is some merit in your words, that I must retreat from the silly game of stones and become a fiend of blades. Mentor, that's not what I said. Interesting. Whence did you hear that poem? Yes, when inverted, a bamboo hat is like an unladen ship. Kim raises his gaze to meet the empty air, as though someone were there, a hollow laughter escaping his lips. We know who he's talking to. It's the voice. But your last move was not a good one. Indeed, I did wish to become a blade. And what did you do? Forge me into an indiscriminate one that cleaves blindly into fiends, friend and foe both. It seems that, in your excitement, you have cornered yourself with that last move. Well, as it seems that you have an opportunity to retrace our past moves, allow me to try something different this time. Be not so vexed by this round, as you say. We never know what the next game shall bring. I appreciate and will treasure the other bits of your advice. But let us play by my rules for tonight's game. Something different this time? He ain't distorting, I think. That's an efflorescence, perhaps. Nothing is for certain, indeed. Yeah, I trust that the words of my last remaining follower have also reached your ears, I am but a tool wielded by willing hands. Nothing in my life has ever been certain. I know not whether this move is what cements my defeat, but I desire to be a victorious stone nonetheless. Thank you. I will take what encouragement I can. The strange invisible pressure dissipates, and the armored woman, Im Gyeong-yap, readjusts her grip on her sword. Kim turned around to look at her, and I saw that weighty shadow seemed to have been lifted from her face, replaced by a mix of relief and determination. A bit embarrassing to change my stance now, but now I fight to live, and I suppose you will be okay with that. Of course. To hide from heaven's gaze, this hat I wore, an empty boat, I bore my friends along. In bamboo veil we drift from shore to shore. With wine I don my hat and watch blooms throng. In mirth I doff that shroud to moon adore. Is this his ego? Does he get an ego? Hi, Himeros! Oh, Oh, that's so cool! Through winds and rain may rage, I shall not throw. Heed to me, bamboo-headed one. Speak your name, for I find your outfit dubious of character. I'm the one who mentored the lineage of blades to premature end. I am he who sought to bring salvation to the downtrodden to no avail. What to call a man who has failed to disburden himself of the world? How to name a man who has failed to bear the weight of the world? There is none. So call me Bamboo-Headed Kim. Bamboo-Headed Kim, the treacherous wretch. He's aura maxing? Oh, he sure is. That's kind of crazy. How's the game? It's really good. This is like, The story isn't what I expected it was. But that's okay. The photographs rapidly fold away from reality. Perhaps because Kim had successfully managed to face his own past. When the photographs and memories that were overlaid with the Phantoms were pulled away, what remains in this man, dirty, ragged clothing. The Phantoms of Escort slowly lose its grip on this world, and Sue reveals the Phantoms of the distortion that was hidden beneath it. I see residents of the back streets and their blissful highs from taking the canned experiences, and a man who is watching them with disapproval. Why? Why is everyone running away from all this? A baker, always surrounded by the smell of freshly baked bread. A florist who makes lovely bouquets for graduating youngsters. A photographer who captures beautiful sights to remember. They're yours, our lives, our experiences. You want to be a billionaire with an extravagant mansion and a nest? A legendary fixer who can become the syndicate's cower in fear just by going on a stroll? What you get from those cans is not real. Is everything in your lives, all of this, just empty means to an end, so that you can get high on fake, purchase experiences nailed into a can? If that's all your life is, then my life, and the photographs I've taken are all. No, it can't be. My life, those experiences and memories I photographed are different. You're all blindly consuming fake experiences after fake experience, without a care about the real thing. That's why you're all floundering, grasping at illusions. So let me show you the things I've shot, the memories, the experiences, the reality of your lives. It was only in passing, but I glimpsed an unmistakable grimace, a scowl on Mersault's face. I reflected upon the events of today, and could at least begin to guess as to why that might be. You don't believe there's any experience in either the canned experience or the guy's photographs, do you, Mersault? Because experience and memories aren't the same thing. What really distinguished them, I wasn't sure. Correct, manager. But what I knew from was that distinction was, for whatever reason, important to Mersault. Huh? A figure materialized in human form, swirling out of the projector. He must be the distortions. And next to him is another figure stumbling out in a giant suit of armor. Blimey, that thing's still alive? It's but an overlay of the phantoms created within the distortion space. The concept of life and death has little meaning for such a thing. Yet faint does she grow. It must be that distortion's power is waning. Hark, accuse one of these of your crimes. The crime of fomenting chaos in a foreign wing, while impersonating Chinokins and Salpio in agro-industries. The crime of exploiting the suffering of Salpio agro-industries downtrodden as a mere veil for one's own fathoms. And though it may be a part of the reenactment, impersonating a military commissioner of the command of the kingdom without the royal decree. Pursuant to the laws of the homeland, the accused is to be sentenced to death by beheading. The faint mirage-like warrior brought down her sword on the docugrapher's neck, decapitating him. And before we were even the chance to step in or say anything, the faint mirage-like warrior brought down her sword on the docugrapher's neck, decapitating him. Can an entity of the Phantoms slay a one outside of it? Such an instance has therefore never been observed, but as it's happening right now, right before our eyes, I can only say yes. This woman of principle. She would have done the same thing to the bitter end, had she truly been there. As the headless body of the inflection point crumbles to the floor, emptying up shape slowly phases out of reality, and we found ourselves in the projection room. And there... No, wait, don't tell me this headless corpses. We found a huge group of injured N-Corp staff, thrown pell-mell about the room, and Ezra, who was looking around the headless body of the docugrapher. You read really well? Thank you! My mouth is getting a little dry, though. This is more of a... Wait, there's more? Hold on. How much more is there? I thought it was at the end. It's not done? What the heck? Give me 1 sec, then. It's 4 o'clock.
불량한 꽃들을 흩트려냈습니다. 이제 우리가 지낼 차례를 제압 완료.
I better collect the thing. Alright. Where is he? Because I need him for the points. Well, he looks kind of handsome in that skin. Oh, I don't have enough uptie for him.
있죠. 노비면 노비답게, 죄인이면 죄인답게 이 오랏줄에 묶이시길.
It's not done. Do you know how much is left? Oh, no. I can come back to this later. This is probably just like the last part to wrap up, right? It's gotta be. Uh... How much do I need? 150? Man, that costs a lot. I'm out of thread. I need to do more thread. In case there's more stuff that I need to do, I do this one. But I'm pretty sure this is the end. EX cleared. Thank you for the lurk, Chimeros. Yep, right on. Gotcha, team leader. And that's this initial report done. Good work, guys. Tucking your radio back in, Ezra recommended us in a relieved voice. The distortion has perished in the mission. Will that not cause trouble? Yeah, that kinda sucks, but it's not like you guys could help it. Who would have thought that the distortion would kill its own inflection point? If we knew that in advance, we probably would have prepared something to stop it. But, well, that's for the LCD and team leader to investigate. All in all, this mission was still a success. Since we managed to eradicate the distortion from N-Corp, not to mention satisfying our client. Also, Ezra looked forward toward Ongdu and Kim with a light-hearted shrug, clearly less concerned than she had been earlier. Now I finally know why you've been disappearing on your own without letting us know. Glad you don't see any more reason to, though, so it's all good. Hey, that's the real win of this mission in my book. Phew-wee. The point is, we did it. We did the thing, it's done. Gosh, I swear, I am never doing one of these without the team leader ever again. Seriously, I got this close to losing it more than a few times. It seemed that the responsibility of looking after her LCD juniors had kept her stressed and high-strung throughout the mission. I hadn't noticed it, but her brows had finally relaxed, bringing back the chipper Ezra I was more familiar with. Thus I shall not abide by more of your indolence. You will now join us on missions and tasks as you're expected to. Is that understood, Mentor? Ongdu, would you mind releasing the hems of my sleeve? Oh, what I wouldn't have get to lie down and pass out right about now. The raw emotion in Kim's voice had likewise faded, and with Ongdu's voice no longer as barbed as it has been in the Fathoms, it seemed to me that the two were back to more relaxed selves I knew. I can't say more relaxed for Kim, though, because that's how he's always been, at least from what I've seen. In any case, fine, you are released. Whew, you've given me a good, hard shake. I don't feel so good. Say, Ongdu, I'm afraid they may have gone overboard with upgrading your arm. With your hem released, allow me to reiterate that. Stop. My heart finds peace as well, watching them bicker. Yes, Executive Manager. Our forces have only suffered minor injuries that do not require you to go through the trouble of rewinding the clock. Hang on, mate. I've got a dislocated shoulder. I can pop that right back into place for you. Allow me. I've taken care of similar injuries in the field. Yeah, and guess what happened the last time I let you do that? You rotated my bloody arm the wrong way and turned the bones of my shoulders into little chips. Don't sweat it. I can rewind that. By now, I've already grown used to the pain of rewinding the sinner's injuries. A dislocated shoulder shouldn't be a big deal. I've asked out the clarification. As we battle an N-Corp's pin frame team, the foes have taken photographs of us. They are those who sent to identify and capture the ones who had violated the taboo. As we stood in their path, 'tis no mystery why we had come to blows. Yet I find this to be most perplexing. Wherefore did they take so many photographs of us? Recording footage is taboo in N-Corp, meaning they can't install security cameras here. Their only options for keeping a consistent record when tracking down a case of a person is by photographs. Thine words hold water, yet most puzzling. For I recall with clarity from a certain point they had begun photographing us with renewed obsession. This sounds like a question for Mersault. Given how I was often reliant on information Mersault had provided in this mission, I think I've gotten practice to how to phrase my questions the right way and pull answers I need from him. I couldn't get him to tell us his own judgment on matters, but since he seems to have a near photographic memory of what he's seen. Mersault, do you remember how many pictures of Anikos the N staff took? I do, 56 times. That's a lot of pictures. Do you actually remember the exact number of times they shot us? I do. It's always so neat seeing his memory in action. So did you get the chance to see which one of them got the most photographs taken? I did. Oh, and who was it? Is it me? I make a fine model if I do say so myself. No, it wasn't you. It was me. Huh? But why? I mean, what's the statistically likely reason that it was you? It was at that moment that I heard the sound of pebbles crunching under boots, approaching us louder and louder. What the heck? Ncorp. Are you here because we beat up some of your guys? Listen here, we had to because of the distortion, see? It's as she says, the skirmish was an unfortunate consequence of combating the distortion phenomenon. Limbus Company provides a customer damage compensation program in case such unforeseen events. Instead of engaging us in battle, please elect to contact the emergency response team at our headquarters at your first. Yes, we fully understand the circumstances surrounding battles, and we intend to submit an expeditious request for damage compensation as you recommended. But we are here on different business, so if you would be so kind as to let us speak. They are here to arrest me, manager. Hold on, Mersault. Let's hear them out. Wait, what? Mersault did not resist. He walked past us and joined the Ncorp employees. Please confirm that you're Mersault, formerly One Who Nails, and a former member of the maintenance and management team at the Grand Magician Sisyphe headquarters. Confirmed. By the decree of the Giants, you have been expelled from Ncorp, with imprisonment as the penalty for noncompliance. Pursuant to Article 12 of the Eviction Regulations, you've also been informed that remaining in Ncorp's district for more than 6 hours may subject you to immediate arrest. Please confirm that your memory pertaining to all the above incidents has not been expunged, and you are of sound mind to recall it in entirety. Confirmed. Very well. Then, in keeping with the regulations, I hereby notify you that you are subject to an arrest and transport. Place your hands behind your back, and please offer no resistance. I'm required to inform you that resistance may incur further penalties. Wait, stop. Forget about all that. Did you know this would happen, Mersault? Mersault, who stood calmly with his arms behind his back as the Ncorp employee handcuffed him, nodded placidly in my direction. I did, manager. Then why the heck didn't you warn? It was less a question and more of a reflex, but I didn't need to hear his reply to know why. Right, I never asked, did I? You did not. I'd say you should have warned us way earlier, but you just reply, I will follow his instructions going forward, right? Yes, I would. Subject now is in custody. From this moment onwards, you are considered a suspect and will be transported to Ncorp headquarters for your trial. As for the rest of you, would you be the organization the suspect is a part of? Heathcliff, you're about to antagonize Ncorp, a wing. In the absence of a reasonably justifiable cause such as a contract, engaging in battle with the city's corporate entities is strongly discouraged. Yeah, and we're supposed to just twiddle our thumbs while they drag him away? This must be another piece of information they neglected to tell me. Yet another development that was set in stone. Despite her calm and collected explanation, I could tell that this was not a pleasant situation for Faust. Either she was sending an uncomfortable glance at the Ncorp's employees. So where are you taking him? A retrial will be scheduled for the execution of the exile sentence. They replied dispassionately as they took Mersault into custody. We looked back at them, not knowing what to do or say. The late afternoon sun pricked at us like 1,000 hot needles. Mersault, now in cuffs, gazed at us with an expression that would not have seemed out of place on an ordinary day. Okay. You're still streaming? Yeah, I'm still streaming. Is that the end? It is the end. Now I'm done. Wow. So that's how Canto 10 starts, huh? I think we do have a Walpurgis right before this, right? Or does it come after? That was intense. It was so cracky today. I had cranky me. Everyone's pissing me off. It happens. It's just one of those days. But that's okay. We're going to go take a break for now. I'm going to take a break. Get some food maybe. And then I'll be working on videos for the rest of the day. But I'll be back later today, tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe I'll be on someone else's stream. We'll figure it out later. Let me find someone to rate us out into. How about... let's raid this person. maybe not. Hmm. Looks like they're playing DVD. I've never met this person before, but we're gonna go say hi because they're on my suggested collabs list. So we'll go see what this is all about. If you got my raid message, please use raid message 1. If not, please use raid message 2. Is Andrew streaming today? I don't know. He streamed yesterday and the day before that. There might be a pretty good chance of it. So we're gonna go say hi to this person. Spam that raid message for me. And I will see you guys tomorrow, okay? Thanks everyone for coming. I love you all. Mwah! Big kiss from me. And I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye! Hi, Cog. Why is this kind of chat list? Oh, I was reading most of the time. We'll have more opportunities to chat later. Bye, Fantasy. See you later. Bye, Chikawa. Bye, Chris.
W mod. Oh goodness.